Welcome everybody to another episode of the ADD Show. This is episode number 4, where we'll be talking sports, politics, entertainment, and anything else on our mind. But up until the election, we are concentrating on defeating the worst president in the history of America, Donald Trump. And what can we do to stop Donald? And there's a lot. Now, let's go over a few things that happened this week. Starting with the debates, 60 Minutes, and some of his conspiracies, and also Rudy Giuliani. That was hilarious. If you haven't seen the Borat movie, it is so funny to see Rudy get played, and we got to see the inner workings of the crazy, distorted vampire who is Rudy. Well, what I loved about this was that Rudy thought that he was going to butter up a young, inexperienced reporter. They were having drinks, and then she invited him into a hotel room. Now, this is not a normal process of an interview. And then Rudy claims that he was putting wires and taking him out of his pants. Look, I've got mic'd up many times throughout the years. I've never had to lay down on my back in that situation to get mics out. Clearly, Rudy thought he was going to get some. In fact, the whole time there was a lot of playful banter and touching. In this scene, Sacha Baron Cohen comes in and pulls his daughter out. Wasn't really his daughter. She wasn't underage. She was 24, not 15. The point is, Rudy is super pervy. And we all know what he was doing. In fact, when Borat came in, you could see this look in his face of, who is this guy kind of ruining my mojo? And the best part about this is, now Rudy is defending himself in this scandal. That was all him. And it takes off the heat from the bullshit Hunter Biden story. So, bravo to the movie for making Rudy look foolish. Will it matter? Hopefully it does. But right now, as when we're taping this, we have 56 million people voted. And I believe that's without New York reporting. So it could be up to 60 million. And we still have 10 days left until the election. That's amazing. So if you look at all the votes cast in 16, we're already at like 40% of the total votes. So who knows where we'll be at the end of the week? I mean, we might be at like 60% or 70%. Why is that so important? The more early votes that are cast, that means that in a lot of states, they can start counting the ballots already. Some states you have to wait till the end. So those few states will be waiting on for the election results. But if we have all the results beforehand, and it looks like no matter what, even if those other states come through for Trump, if we already know we'll win despite those other states, it's over. Because you know what's going to happen. Donald Trump will declare victory if he's up even a little bit on November 3rd, despite them saying all precincts haven't reported. Okay, so I wanted to start with the Rudy story because, well, it's just funny. And Rudy is just a terrible, disgusting person who we found out was passing off Russian disinformation. And we have, 50 or 60 national intelligence people who said Rudy was played. Do not listen to his nonsense. Now, let's look at Trump. He had a debate. A lot of pundits said, wow, he was so much better behaved and they thought he did a good job. I thought he did a much worse job. Just because you're under constraint and not screaming like a rabid dog doesn't mean you did a good job. He pulled the Mike Pence. Lie after lie after lie, but doing it in a more calm manner. It doesn't distract from the fact that all night he lied. And the problem is, because he said it in a calm manner, that his base will believe it. When he said, oh, we're rounding the corner with COVID, there's nothing that we could have done to save more lives. We know that's a lie. But his base believes it. So a lot of people were saying, well, they still think it's a hoax, no masks. And if we look at the spikes, it's all in the Republican areas. And those people who are the ones who don't believe in it. And it's scary because needless people are dying. It also means that we're not going to have an appropriate response for it once Biden wins. It's going to take a lot of convincing to get those people who are brainwashed by Trump. And that's why it's scary. We also heard him say he's the least racist person. Are you kidding me? He's done more to stoke up these white nationalists than any president in modern times. That's why hate crimes are on the rise. That's why people are yelling racial epithets at people in parking lots, and they think it's okay. Why? Because they're following the lead of Trump. A lot of people ask, well, what's worse, Trump or supporters? I say the supporters, and I know someone like a Bill Maher would disagree, and he goes, Trump is worse. Let me tell you why. Because we've always had crazy people spout off insane theories, but we choose not to believe them. There's a crazy guy that runs up and down my street yelling all sorts of nonsense. Do we believe him? No. Why? Because it's crazy stuff. It doesn't make any sense. So I don't understand why, because it's the president, we have to believe him. And that's the sad part. It's an abuse of power. People think, well, the president's in place and he's got all the facts, information, and he does not. He does not use that. Now, he knew about the virus, but he lied to everybody. So people are not going to believe the actual truth that he said to Bob Woodward. They're going to believe the lie, and that's where it gets dangerous. Same thing with race. He goes, well, there's no systemic racism in America or in the police, but the facts are against that. They prove that there is, but yet his base. So they'll go along thinking everything is doing fine when it's not. Now, so Trump had this disastrous debate where he went kind of after Joe about what have you done and used these conspiracy theories from Russia, and his base gobbles them up. When all along, it's Trump. We found out that he's got a secret Chinese bank account. He paid, close to $200,000 in taxes. Well, he paid $750 in taxes here. So there has to be some sort of big business going on, right? To have that secret account, we're paying that much in taxes. It doesn't make sense, especially for a shady person like Trump. He knew he's got to pay in over there to get the benefit, which we knew Ivanka and a lot of Trump patents miraculously showed up and appeared because of his practices over there. The man's a con man, right? It's all about dollars and cents with him. So that's why the supporters are going along with all this crazy stuff while he's making business deals, and they're backing them. So our country's in a much worse situation. Now look at Trump. He doesn't want to answer the tough questions. He had a complete meltdown in 60 Minutes. From what I saw, he was complaining, oh, don't ask tough questions. Be fair. It's 60 Minutes, man. 60 Minutes is...
Are you ready for some tough questions?
You're going to be fair.
I'm going to be fair.
Just be fair.
But last time I remember you saying to me, bring it on. Bring it on.
No, I'm not looking for that. I'm looking for fairness. That's all.
You're going to get fairness. But you're okay with some tough questions.
No, I'm not.
You're not okay with tough
Well, I'm
questions.
going to be
known to ask the tough questions, and you're the president. You're gonna have to answer tough questions because your decisions affect not just us in the country, the whole world. Because America still, despite what Trump is doing internationally, is still the most powerful country and the richest country. So people take our lead. So to cry and complain that Leslie Stahl was asking tough questions when it's all the questions that we want to know. I mean, what do you expect? Hello, Donald, what's your favorite breakfast cereal? You know, this isn't Mario Lopez or one of these other fluff shows or Andy Cohen coming on asking questions about, oh, wow, what is going to happen on your Christmas vacation? We don't care about that. These are questions that need to be answered. And if you can't do it, it's because you don't have good answers. You don't have a policy. All you have is distraction and distortion. And that shows what Trumpism is. And so a lot of these Republicans are trying to distance themselves from him because they're worried about their own reputation. Well, look, it's a little too late in the game for that. What's been taking place the past year? Well, hundreds and thousands of people are out of work. People are dying. And now you want to stand up with a week or two left in the election to say, well, I'm not for all these policies. So what? Actions matter. And then you point this judge, you ram through the judge. Well, you couldn't get a stimulus package together? Nobody cares about this judge. Only reason they care about this judge is the harm that she's going to inflict. She's going to be around to vote on the election. She's going to be around to take away the ACA, which is after the election. It's a week after the election. So as people's health care is being taken away, it's too late. It's too late. It's already past that time. Now, hopefully, if Biden wins, we could put some legislation in and improve the ACA. But who knows? I mean, if you're like me, you're going to lose your health insurance. So that's why I'm telling you, the Trump supporter is worse than the Trump or the McConnell. And that's another guy, Mitch McConnell. If you guys seen him, look at him. He's in terrible health. His hands are all bruised. He's got Band-Aids. They're starting to change colors. The man is not well. Now, do I wish him a recovery? No, I don't. I really do not. And a lot of people say, well, you shouldn't be that harsh. I should be that harsh because with Mitch McConnell, think about all the problems that we had. Couldn't get Merrick Garland in. That means not protecting healthcare. We could have overturned Citizens United, taking money out of politics. Well, the big politicians want to gerrymander. Basically, they want a minority to control the majority. And now, rushing through Amy Coney Barrett when we should be getting stimulus package. He had every opportunity to get funding to people, and he wants to politicize it. Now, why? Why would you do something like this? Meanwhile, he's making so much money. I think he made $25-30 million while he's in office. There's back deals. There's money from lobbyists. So the American people are held hostage by him. So I hate to say it, but if Mitch McConnell was no longer in the Senate, it's beneficial for this country. So as thousands of people are dying from this disease and he doesn't care about them at all, none at all. He actually laughed it off when Colonel McGrath brought it up in a debate. So the rest of the country, are we supposed to feel sympathetic for you? No, you're an evil person. You're disgusting. And hopefully he loses that race.
The Senate went on vacation. I mean, you just don't do that. You negotiate. Senator, it is a national crisis. Yeah. You knew that the coronavirus wasn't going to end at the end of July.
So let's look at the other people. Lindsey Graham is begging for money. Why? Because people are sick of his policies. They're tired of this. But he still might win because of some gerrymandering. But it's not what the people of South Carolina want. And this is why the Trump supporter is more dangerous than the Trump. Because if the people are outraged, we could change all this. We could get rid of the Electoral College. We can actually have a system where the people will actually vote for the president, not for the Electoral College. Think about that. They have to answer for the people, not just the answer in some of these contested states. So we can actually get real change. But yet, Trump has everybody thinking that this is the best system so they can stay in power. But it's not what's best for this country. There was a lot of stuff that we went over today. But I want to emphasize, we have so many people who have been doing early voting. So all you people standing in line, I want to thank everybody out there because you're doing an amazing job. Because while they're taking away places where you can vote, and you're saying enough is enough. And if we win the Senate, keep the House, get the presidency, we can put an end to gerrymandering and lobbyists and really get this country back to where it should be. But we have a lot of work to do, and we also have Trump loyalists. What's going to happen after that? Hopefully an overwhelming win means that a lot of those people can start to find another way and say, look, you know what? We're never going to win with this type of belief. So it's a real critical time. Not that many more days left. So everybody keep up the good work. If you can, phone bank, talk to friends, even just posting, doing everything that you can to get people out and vote is essential. All right, everybody. Thanks for watching, and we're going to get a blue wave. This is Marc Gordon for the ADD Show.